We really welcome you to this hearing. We know that America is in great shape when we see the spirit that's in this room. The entrepreneurial spirit of women have really carried us into an unprecedented growth in small businesses during this period of time. So we applaud your entrepreneurship and we welcome you to our committee. And we are looking forward to this particular hearing as we talk about how the Small Business Administration and how all of us work together to remove obstacles that have been in the way for women entrepreneurs. So we welcome you to the hearing, and we look forward to the distinguished panel of witnesses and their testimony. Particularly, and I'll introduce the two witnesses that happen to be here from Maryland in a few moments. But whenever I have Marylanders in the room, I got some more Marylanders in the room. They get special attention, so I'm going to have special words to say about Ms. Somerville and Mrs. Sweeney. Every day I'm inspired by the tenacity and innovation of small businesses across the country, especially women-owned small businesses. Today, we are witnessing an historic rise in women's entrepreneurship under the Biden-Harris administration that has lifted individuals and communities across the country to prosperity. As chair of the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Committee, one of my highest priorities is to ensure that our nation taps into the entrepreneurial spirit that is sweeping our nation to build a fairer and more just economy for all. Women-owned small businesses, particularly Black women-owned small businesses, are leading the charge post-pandemic with historic numbers of new small businesses startups, but unfortunately still face systemic barriers to success as entrepreneurs. In a committee staff report released prior to this hearing, we outlined how access to capital, gaps in mentorship, underutilization of women-owned firms and federal contracting, and underinvestment in child care all make the job of operating a small business necessarily harder for women. And I want to compliment my staff for the production of this report. I encourage you all to please take a look at it because it provides a chronology of the challenges that we face today for women entrepreneurs. And I hope this will be a guidepost for us moving forward in trying to deal with some of the changes in the Small Business Administration's tools that are in their toolkit that will help our women. That's why throughout my tenure in Congress, I have been laser focused on comprehensive legislation to reauthorize several important programs that support American women-owned small businesses. Last month, for example, I introduced the Women's Business Center Improvement Act, which would increase federal support to women's business centers, or WBCs, by doubling the maximum annual grant to $300,000. No, wait. Both Senator Ernst and I appreciated your initial response. That was great. But I have to exercise the responsibilities of the chair and ask that you allow our testimonies to go forward without a response from the audience. The bill appropriates even though I like the response, by the way. The bill appropriates $31.5 million for each fiscal year from 2024 through 2027 and requires an annual report on the program. WBCs provide a free or low-cost counseling and training focusing on addressing the unique challenges facing women who want to start, grow, and expand their small businesses. Just last year, I was able to secure a new women's business center at Bowie State University, Maryland's oldest historically Black university. The SBA awarded a grant to Rockville Economic Development to launch the center. The new center is the fourth WBC in Maryland, joining a WBC in Rockville, a WBC operated by Morgan State University, and a WBC in Salisbury operated by Maryland Capital Enterprises. American women-owned small business owners and entrepreneurs deserve the very best tools and resources to keep them growing. It's the right thing to do for the values of our nation. It's also important for America's growth. Congress must do more to ensure women, and particularly traditionally underserved women, have access to the same opportunities as their male counterparts. I look forward to the testimony of our witnesses, and I'm eager to learn more about what Congress can do to further advance the interests of women entrepreneurs. And now let me recognize the distinguished ranking member, Senator Ernst.